Hey everybody, and happy Sunday. It is time for my Sunday screening selection, where we talk about movies, TV shows, miniseries, anything big or little screen. And today we are talking about Free Solo, a documentary that just won an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. It was directed by Jimmy Chin and Elizabeth. I am not going to say her last name because I will totally botch it up, but it is in the description down below. All right, so this documentary follows Alex Honnold, I believe is how you say his last name, as he becomes the first person to ever attempt and successfully free solo climb Yosemite's 3,000 foot high El Capitan wall. That is crazy high. He has no ropes, no safety gear. I mean, he completed arguably the greatest feat in rock climbing history. Insane, right? So let's talk about this feature film documentary. It was beautifully filmed. It is a beautifully filmed documentary. It is filled with breathtaking views, shocking athletic feats, sadly emotional admissions if you are listening to the interviews with family, and a love that is not truly reciprocated. So I will leave it at that for now and get to that later. So through simply stunning visuals, directors Jimmy Chin and Elizabeth, not going to say her name, they were able to capture the substantial life-threatening risk of this climb. And as a viewer, you watch it and you are on the edge of your seat. Now, I watched it after the Academy Awards and I knew that he survived. I knew that he made it to the top. Yep, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, he makes it. But I still sat there nervous, watching, wondering if he would fall, wondering if he would get hurt. Fearful that he could get hurt. I mean, he could die. If he missed a hand grip, his foot slipped, didn't reach across far enough, any little error, any tiny little error, he could have fallen and plummeted to his death. 3,000 feet, that's really high. That is crazy scary. And so even though I knew that it was a successful climb, I was worried, I was nervous the entire time, and that is a huge credit to the filmmakers, a huge credit to the people behind the camera who were also in front of the camera, which was kind of fun, being able to see the crew and hear their thoughts. And since they were all friends, they all had this connection, they all knew each other for a while, they were fearful. And seeing that the camera crew was fearful throughout this and worried for him throughout this was just made that feeling and emotion even stronger in the viewer. All right, so Alex is amazing. I mean, he's an amazing athlete. He's an amazing climber. This accomplishment is so huge. He accomplished something nobody else has even tried, let alone succeeded at. The amount of training, and not to mention the self-confidence that it must have taken to not only say, yeah, I think I'll try that, but then to complete it successfully is beyond words. He did it in just under 4 hours, this climb, which 3,000 feet and pretty much a smooth, slick surface. I mean, it's phenomenal. There were moments where he was just gripping on with the tips of his fingers or his thumb. It was terrifying. It gives you a look, this film gives you a look not only at his climb, because it follows a couple year period, and his first attempt, which he ended up backing out of and not completing. It gives you a look inside the climb, but it gives you a look inside the man. Not only his physical abilities, his physical challenges that he had to endure during this process, but also his mental challenges that he had to endure throughout this process. And one thing that I noticed that I thought was really interesting was that he is a very self-absorbed man. And I don't say that in a bad way, but I think he has to be that way. He knows that at any moment during this journey, he could literally plummet to his death. He has to accept that that is a potential fate. That is a potential outcome of this journey. So he doesn't make connections with other people very strongly. And he says to his girlfriend who was in it, and I felt so bad for her, but he says to her that if he had to choose between her or climbing, he'd choose climbing any day of the week. He'd definitely say, nope, climbing is more important. I felt bad for her. I mean, she seemed to truly love him. She cared for him. And unfortunately, he would always put climbing first. Even after he finished, even after he succeeded, you know, she said, and now you're done. You did it. You've done it. I mean, he's climbed the biggest thing there is, and what is the next challenge? What could it possibly be, right? Well, the look on his face was like, yeah, I'm done with this challenge, but what's the next challenge? And you could just see this heartbreak in her because she doesn't want him to die. And she is as passionate about him, it would seem, as he is about climbing. And she just doesn't make that cut for him. So I hope that one day she will realize that passion in something. I hope that one day she will have a passion for something that is that important, that she'll understand that it isn't because she's a great girl or she's not a great girl. It's that this is just his passion. And unfortunately, she will never match it. I don't think that he deserves a girl like her. He doesn't deserve this commitment she has in him. And I hope that she realizes that too someday. So anyways, that is way getting off track. Not about the film, just about that relationship that's in there, because it is in there, and it is that unreciprocated love that it was sad. All right, with that said, I am just truly amazed and awe-inspired by this film. It was beautiful. It was heart-wrenching. It was terrifying, and it was just so well done. I do wish, my one downside to this film is, I do wish that there was more actual footage of the climb, of the free solo climb. That was just a very small portion near the end. And I get why they didn't do it. It was hard, and they couldn't set up too many cameras or too many cameramen on the climb because they didn't want to distract him. I mean, how terrible would that be if he failed because of a cameraman getting in the way, right? I mean, you have to live with that, with his death on your shoulders forever, and that's just, no, who would want that? So they filmed as much as they possibly could. I just wish that, even from a distance, there could have been a little bit more of that. My favorite quote, like I always do, my favorite quote of this one is, I think it's the best thing in life to be able to take the one thing you love the most and have it work out that you can make a living that way. I mean, isn't that what we all want in life? We all want our passion to be something that we can turn into our career, into our money-making business, into something that we can earn a living at so that we can love every day of our career, right? And that's what he did. He turned his passion, this rock climbing and this solo climbing, free solo climbing, into what he does for a living. Now, granted, he lives in a van, but he did at the end of the movie. I think he bought a house, so that's pretty cool. But how awesome would it be to know that your passion, what you are the most excited about, what feeds your soul, that could be your career. And I know that happens for some people, but the vast majority of people do not live a life where they are doing their passion 100% of the time. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I loved that quote and it spoke to me. So, all right, now is your chance. Tell me, have you seen Free Solo? What did you think? Were you on the edge of your seat too? Best documentary feature, did you think it deserved to win? I absolutely did, but I want to know your opinion. So comment below and let me know. If you like this video, please click that little like button and share it with your friends. Also, I do these videos every Sunday in my Sunday screening series. On Fridays, I do my Friday Reads series where I talk about books. So check those out. Don't forget to click subscribe. And if you're really excited about my videos and you want to be notified as soon as I upload something, click on that little bell below. Check out my latest videos over here. And until next time, happy viewing and happy reading.